The guy next to Chad laughed and slapped him on the shoulder. Dude, a surprise visit? You sure about that? You've only seen heavily filtered pics of this Valkyrie girl. What if she's not what you expect? Chad scoffed, pocketing his phone. Bro, I've seen enough. She won the beauty pageant, remember? Even with a filter, you can't fake those bone structures. Plus, she's sweet, she's a gamer, and she's not some fake, desperate girl like my ex-gaming buddy. I froze in the shadows behind the stage curtain, my blood running cold. He's going to surprise her? At our school? The implications hit me like a freight train. Chad thought Valkyrie was some gorgeous, ethereal gamer girl. He didn't know that the girl behind the avatar was Stacy, the roommate who rarely showered, stole my food, and had a personality as toxic as radioactive waste. And Stacy. She was sitting right there in the audience, completely unaware that her online prince was standing less than 50 feet away from her. My heart pounded in my chest. This was a disaster waiting to happen. A small, vindictive part of my brain wanted to grab a microphone and announce to the entire auditorium that Valkyrie was sitting in row G, C12, clutching a half-eaten bag of greasy nachos. It would be the ultimate revenge on both of them. But as I looked at Chad, laughing with his friends, a sudden wave of exhaustion washed over me. Why should I care? Let them collide. Let the delusion shatter. It wasn't my problem anymore. Liv, you're up in 5, the event coordinator hissed, rushing past me with a clipboard. I shook my head, clearing my thoughts, and adjusted my cosplay costume. I was dressed as Ari, the nine-tailed fox from League of Legends. The costume was intricate and stunning, a red and white tailored dress, elaborate makeup that accentuated my eyes, and 9 massive, fluffy white tails harnessed to my back. It was a stark contrast to my usual sweatpants and oversized hoodies. The lights dimmed. The heavy bass of the game's theme music vibrated through the floorboards, and I stepped out onto the brightly lit stage. The crowd erupted. I hit my marks perfectly, moving through the choreographed dance routine with precision. I had trained as a dancer for 12 years. This was second nature to me. The cheers grew louder with every spin, the stage lights blinding me to the individual faces in the audience. For 3 minutes, I wasn't the girl who got dumped for a catfish. I wasn't the girl who got called gross by a guy she liked. I was a character, powerful and untouchable. When the routine ended, I struck my final pose, breathless, the crowd roaring their approval. As the lights came up, my eyes scanned the front rows. And there he was. Chad was standing in the second row, his jaw practically on the floor. He was staring at me with an intensity that made my stomach flip. He wasn't looking at me like a gamer buddy. He was looking at me like a man who had just been struck by lightning. For a split second, our eyes locked. I felt a sudden, familiar jolt of panic. Did he recognize me? But then, I remembered the layers of theatrical makeup, the elaborate wig, and the fact that he had only ever seen my avatar or the horrific, staged photo Stacy had sent him. To him, I was just a nameless cosplayer. I broke eye contact, offered a final polite bow to the crowd, and hurried off the stage, my tail swishing behind me. Back in the dressing room, my phone vibrated in my bag. I checked the screen. It was a notification from the official event app. Someone had sent me a direct message. User, Chad_StateU:"Hey. That performance was incredible. You captured Ari perfectly. I know this is random, but I'm a huge fan of the game and I'd love to buy you a coffee and talk about the lore. Are you free after the event?" I stared at the message, a bitter, hollow laugh escaping my lips. Oh, the irony. The guy who had blocked me, insulted me, and called me gross was now trying to pick me up while I was dressed as a fictional character. It was almost poetic in its cruelty. I didn't reply. I blocked the user account, deleted the app, and focused on getting out of the heavy costume. I wanted to leave before the event officially ended, hoping to avoid the crowds. I changed quickly back into my oversized hoodie and sweatpants, pulling my cap down low over my face. I scrubbed the heavy makeup off, returning to my plain,